Okay, properties of reflection. So make sure you get your workbook ready and we'll get started. So a reflection, it's really just a mirror of itself. And they're saying here you can use tracing paper right there. Ooh, let me get my laser point. So they're talking about tracing paper, and you could use tracing paper, but I'm going to show you how to use it with or perform reflections without tracing paper. So here we have our pre-image. It's P, Q, and R, and we're going to reflect it on the y-axis. So we're going to reflect it right here. So that means if P is 2 spaces to the y-axis, that's 1, 2, then the reflection of it is going to be 2 spaces on the other side. And that looks like this. So P is going to be P prime, I should say, P prime. That means P prime means that's the image of P after you reflect it on the y-axis. And Q is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Q prime is right there, and I'll show you how I know that in just a moment. And this is the triangle that is reflected on the y-axis right there. So what I did is I counted. Q is right here, so it's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the y-axis. So I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the other side. And here's 1, 2, and 1, 2. There you go. If I were to reflect this on the x-axis, it would look like this. I have R, and I would count to the other side. So R prime is there. I'll show you right now. So R prime is right here. I'll call it, yeah, I'll just call it R prime. P prime would be right here. And Q prime is right here. So if I reflect it on the x-axis, which is this line here, I'm counting. I count here, I count 1, 2, so I count 1, 2 to the other side, and that's the reflection. It's like a mirror image of itself. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so the other side is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's what we got going. So I didn't draw the triangle. It looks like this right there, and that's Q prime. So when it has the prime, that means that's what's happening after the reflection, or the translation, or what you'll also see in the rotation. It's the thing that happens after the transformation. So in this tracing paper, you should, on your workbook, try to make the reflection. So pause the video for a moment and see if you can make the reflection on your own. So I have 3, so that goes 3 right there. So C prime. B is 3 also at the same spot. So B prime is there, and A is that's 7. So the other side is going to be 6, 7 right here. So A prime. So you have this here. There's the reflection on the y-axis, and now this other one's on the x-axis. So this is 3, so I go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, good. And then G is 3 also, so that's right here. So G prime and F prime, and then J is going to be 1, 2, 3 more. 1, 2, 3 more, but in 1, so this is J prime, and then in 1 needs to be H prime. So there you go. Okay, so that's reflect. Oh, and I should color this in too. And there's a reflection about the x-axis. Okay, so if quadrilateral is reflected on the x-axis, okay, so if it's reflected on this axis right here, which image is a reflection? Well, these two right here are reflections of each other. So it's G and J. I have no idea why that did that. And J. Okay, which two quadrilaterals, I'm going to erase this here because I'm doing another problem. Which two quadrilaterals are reflections of each other on the y-axis? So I'm now looking at this, and which two look like they're mirror images of each other? That's quadrilaterals F and J. Oh, F and J. F and G. There we go. And how are quadrilaterals H and J related? Well, it's not flipped over. I didn't reflect this on the y-axis because they don't look like they're a mirror image of each other. It looks like they're translations of each other. So H and J are a translation. So they're just sliding to the other side. They're not getting flipped or spun or anything like that.